The Blackburn Rovers will not be going up to the Premier League this year. In fact, we're going to be staying right where we are in the Championship. Taking on Wigan, of course, and all them boys as we lose to Millwall. We'll talk about that and much more.
That's right, folks, back once again with another match review, this time picking apart Blackburn Rovers ultimate collapse against Millwall, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related. We're going to do here, boys, under one roof. That's right. So it's confirmed, it is official. We will be playing in the Championship next season. So yes. I'm not gonna talk too Debbie Downer about it, but I'd say right here, right now, off the cuff, I'm gonna give Tony one more year. Tony, one more year to show me that you're the manager to take us forward. You've done okay for us, and you've done a fantastic. In fact, you've done a fantastic job. Of course, getting us back from the League One to the Championship at the first attempt. You had a good old steady old season last season. This season's still a bit of a transitional season. I'll give you to next season with a fit and healthy Bradley Dack, and then of course we'll judge you. We'll judge you then. So that's the last I'm going to say about any ins or any Tony in, Tony out, and that kind of stuff. This was always going to be a crack of the whip, and we still could finish off quite well, but ultimately, yeah, we failed. We failed. That's right. But anyway, big shout out to the Patreons. That's right. You know who you are. Of course, it is the real dream team. It is, of course, William Shepherd. That's right. LG and Cal, Bianca Mola, Daniel Mella, Cody Cahoe, Jacob Johansson. Yes, you are. Tom Bear. What's your name? Tom Beresford. Oh, yeah. And Tom Clark, Johnson, Russell Frost, Aztec, Mucky Mark. Respect to my Patreons. The dream team. That they are. I love to watch them week in, week out. That's right. Much less stressful. Let's get into it. Where are we? There we go. So let's look at the stats here, folks. Yep, the score that matters, of course. 1-0 winners from Millwall. Gary Rowett's doing a fantastic job. It might not be pretty. It's not gonna win any beauty pageants. The Millwall, but they're up there. They're still in there. And do you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it all day long to be in the conversation. And it looks like they're going to be in the conversation probably to the final day of the season. You just don't know. And that's what I was hoping for Rovers. I didn't realistically think we'd make the playoffs, but I wanted us to be in the conversation on the last day, to be excited, to make these next two games something to get excited about, get out of bed for. You know what I mean? Now we're just going to be going, yeah. There's nothing. And to be honest, we're playing Reading next. Dead rubber. Maybe we'll put a nice little performance on. That's something to get excited about. Maybe see Brereton and Gallagher leading the line as strikers. That'd be good. Anyway, enough about that. I'm going off on a tangent. Let's talk about this. Of course, Millwall did the bits. They got the goal. Bennett on the score sheet. Not our Bennett, but their Bennett. And he's the loanee from Derby. Got the one and only goal, and that was it. Millwall locked up shop there, kept us at bay. We dominated possession, 63.4% possession, but it doesn't matter. And then the only thing that matters is the scoreline. Millwall had 36.6% possession. We had better successes with our passing as well. 81% of our passes reached the intended target, 65 for them. They had more shots than us, 11 to our 10. We had better luck with the aerial duels. And also better tackles as well. They're more corners than us. And ultimately, the one and only goal. That's the tail of the tape right there. Let's take a look at the starting 11. So we're going to start with the hosts. Białkowski between six, Pierce, Cooper, and Hutchison at the back. A solid back three there. They know their job. Fergie on the left, Romero on the right. Woods and Leonard in the middle of the field there, with Bennett on the left-hand side of a three-man attack. Wallace and Bradshaw, he just scored goals, but he didn't do it this time around. As for Rovers, this is our lineup was Walter Patristic, Ranky Gusto at left back, Leonard, Adebayo and Bennett. Travis Downing, Johnson, Armstrong, Graham, and Dom Sam up top. Now, here's my match ratings. It ain't pretty, and I did think about these for a little bit. So, Walton, what did you get, son? You got yourself a 5. You were shit, and I think, to be honest with you, I think that should be the last we see of him. Not being harsh, I think he's done okay, and he was a nice stopgap for us. But I'm looking forward to next season. Hopefully we're going to have a new goalkeeper between the sticks, and hopefully it's going to be an upgrade from Walton. We've let go David Raya for £3 million or whatever it is, and he's on the cusps. He's on the cusps of getting himself promoted. He might not get promoted, but he's on the cusps. They're doing fantastic. Brentford are doing very, very well. That could be the thing that bites Tony in the ass the most here. Everyone goes on about the strikers' money, how we spent £12 million on 2 strikers, but we've just let a good keeper go for £3 million, and they're on the cusps of promotion. So just imagine this back four here with David Raya between sticks. You know, it's no one's going on about it as much. I do think about it a lot when I look at the table. I think Brentford are doing fantastic here, and I know, you know, it's not the answer. David Raya is not the answer to why they're doing so well. It's part of the grand master plan going on at Brentford. But he would have done a fantastic job for Rovers with us if we'd stuck to it. You know, the wages that we're paying on for Walton should have had an end result to that. We're paying for a really good keeper, allegedly. Should be delivering the goods, and he did deliver the goods on occasion, but it's too fleeting on my eyes. So I'd say for the final 2 games, throw in Andy Fisher, throw in even the Mountie between the sticks, the Canadian. I don't know, but Tartar Walton, thank you very much. Ranky Costello at left back. I don't know what else is in the academy, but someone else should be playing at left back. Ranky Costello is not a left back. I'd like to see him starting in the final 2 games, but in his preferred role further up the field. That's right. Lenihan, maybe give him a couple, the final 2 games off. He's on the cusp of getting himself banned anyway, and I'd rather not have him banned for the start of the new season. So rest him. Play Scotty Wharton or whoever we can play. Todd, same deal. I'd like to see you go. I'd like to see you go as well. You've done your bit. If we were still in the playoff contention, then stick around. And Elliot Bennett, no thank you at right back. So anyway, I reckon I with a 5, Lenihan with a 6, Adarabioyo with a 6, and Bennett with a 5. They were shit today. Absolute shit. Millwall all over them. Travis, again, I'd like to see you take the day off. I think you're amazing, and the future of our midfield revolves around you, son. So I'd like to see you just take the day off. You got yourself a 6 today. Downing, I don't know what the deal is. If we're going to keep you, yeah, we'll keep you. I'd love to keep you. I really would. Let's pay you the money. But you had a 5 today. And again, regardless, I think if he's not sticking around for next season, then let's not play him. Even if he is coming back next season, I don't think we should play him. Let him rest. Bradley Johnson, I was very, very excited when you arrived. You showed some glimmers of something, but ultimately I'm not really impressed with your recent performances today. So you could play the final 2 games, but I just don't know about you. Adam Armstrong, of course, phenomenal for you. Good season, but today you were shit. You got beaten by Millwall. They had you in your back pocket all day long. 5 for me. Graham had a 5, and Sam had a 4. Oh, goodness me, some of his chances were just painful. But yeah, to be honest with you, I think all of these, except for Rankin Costello, should be rested or basically dropped, because I'm done. I'm done with it. I think we should start building for next season. Give the likes of Brereton, Gallagher, Holtby, Rothwell, all those lads that have been on the bench, and even Mulgrew, give them a shot. If it doesn't impede us any financially way, let's just see what they've got in the locker. It's a time. We've got nothing to play for now, really. So it's all over. So. Shit performance. Overall, pretty shitty from Rovers last time out against Millwall. Anyway, this is some more stats for you here. In fact, you can't see all of them. Hang on. Whatever. You can't really see all the stats. But basically what I'm trying to tell you here, we had more touches than they did. 726 to their 491. More passes than them. 533 to their 303. And there you can see where all the shots took place. And there's some other shit down there. But really, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood, boys. Heat maps. As you can see, Rovers dominating it. The possession touches. We are completely orange everywhere. All the gear, no idea. That's what it is. It was frustrating. It was absolutely frustrating because we had a lot of the ball and it was always sideways pass and patient build up and all this. But when I get that for 99 matches out of 100, fair dues. But when there's something on the line, like playoffs potential, keeping that dream alive, you don't do sideward passes, you don't do backwards passes. You got to cut the mustard and go from the back to the front as quick as possible. No dilly-dallying. Oh, being patient, especially when you trail. If it was 0-0, fair dues, do your patient build-up and all that kind of stuff. But you're chasing the game, you need to find a goal. Sideways, backwards passing, it's frustrating. You've got to go forward. You've got to be risky. You've got to be you've got to gamble. You've got to gamble, folks. And unfortunately, we didn't. We didn't gamble today. We didn't. Our substitutes were dire. Why wasn't Brereton thrown on? It was just abysmal. What does Tony think about the situation and the result? Here he is. Come on, Tony. Give me some words of wisdom.
Well, results not what we wanted, of course. Performance you'd have to say it wasn't what we wanted. We sort of huffed and puffed, and we couldn't break down that defence. We knew what to expect from them. They're very big, strong, aggressive. They've got little technical players at the top end of the pitch who can play. They do play a lot of balls forward. They left Big Smith out and tried to go over the top today with Bradshaw, but we just lacked the quality in the final third. We had enough of the ball. We were just trying to break them down, and we couldn't ultimately. We didn't have that little bit of craft, a little bit of individuality today to make the difference. Somebody who would have stuck it through someone's leg and bent one in the far corner, and just a goal out of nothing really, because of a lot of the play around their box came to nothing, and it sort of fizzled out. And I think the worst thing was that they scored, because then they could generally sit on that and be really solid and waste time. I think the officials ultimately, once again, I don't want to spend every after-match moaning about the officials, but there was a lot of stuff that they needed to be quicker with and move the game on, and everything seemed to be stopped and slowed down. It was that type of game, and it was just a frustrating game, and where we ultimately lacked the quality to break a pretty big, strong, organised defence down, and we left very frustrated. Listen, you watch the first half. The first half wasn't good enough, in my opinion. We lacked ideas, we lacked energy, in the lack of individuality. Listen, it needed changing. The frustration is that the team felt ready before the game. The adrenaline levels were high. We knew what was at stake, and yet as I keep saying to them, there's two teams playing this game. Millwall aren't sitting in their dressing room not bothered about the game. We knew we had to go and compete, and whilst we did compete, we just lacked the quality first half. We weren't picking the right passes, making the right runs. Millwall got on the front foot and made life difficult for us. We kept booting the ball onto their big centre half's head. Second half, at least we got control of the game and pushed them back, and then, as I said, ultimately just didn't work their keeper enough really around the edge of the box, didn't put the right quality in. We didn't have enough individuality around the edge of the box to get the shots away, so it turned into a really, really frustrating night, and very bitty and stop-start, and not a very nice game. It's probably a good thing there was no supporters in the stadium to watch it, to be honest. No. Yeah, listen, you've said it. That's fine. That's the disappointment. Can't do anything about it. We all knew what was at stake tonight. As Millwall knew what was at stake, it wasn't as if we were playing a dead rubber against somebody who didn't really matter. And there was a lot at stake for them as well tonight. And ultimately, they did what they did. They played how they play, and they got a 1-0 victory. It was hard for us to get through them and round them or over them, and we ultimately didn't manage to score a goal in a game where we had to score a goal.
In many ways, is it a reality of where you are at this moment?
Yeah, listen, we lacked the quality to break down a really hard, organised team tonight, and ultimately, if you're going to be at the top end of this table, right at the top, you have to be able to beat teams that are just big and strong and aggressive. You have to have the quality and the class to play through them, round them, individuality to stick it through his legs or to sit him on his backside by chopping the ball back. All of that stuff, really, and we lacked a little bit of that tonight. And yet, if you'd have played what you might call a tippy-tappy team full of really technical players from the start, you might have got bullied out of the game, and that was the balance that we had to think about tonight. You can't come to Millwall and be out of the game before the game even starts. So we had to get that balance right between having a team that was physical enough to deal with their directness, and then as the second half opened up, we tried to put some more technical players on to control the game, and hopefully we'd have scored. And if they'd have been trying to get a winner, we'd have scored a second. But listen, theory's all right. We have to do it on the grass, and we didn't manage to do that tonight.
Okay then, what else went on in the Championship this match day? Well, West Brom, they still can't get over the line, can they? 0-0 draw against Fulham. Wigan put 8, that's right, 8 past Hull City. Oh my goodness, it's ugly. It's very, very ugly for Hull. It's still not nailed on for Wigan that they're safe, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. Reading, they lost to Warnock's boys. They're safe as well at the moment. 2-1 win for Middlesbrough. Of course, Millwall did the number over Rovers. Luton and QPR couldn't be separated. 1-1 draw. Cardiff and Derby could not be separated. I think that's wrong. I think Cardiff won 2-1. I don't know what that's all about. So Cardiff did win, and which is basically why we are out. If they're drawn, then fair dues. Sheffield Wednesday and Huddersfield, they do get to a draw. Tomorrow will be Bristol City against Stoke, Brentford against Preston, Nottingham Forest against Swansea, Birmingham against Charlton, and Leeds against Barnsley on Thursday. This is the situation out of the table. I think it might not be, but I think Leeds lead the way, 2 points clear over West Brom, who have played a game more. Of course, Brentford can close the gap to just 1 point when they take on whoever they're taking on next. Fulham, Forest and Cardiff make up the top 6. Millwall are in 7th right now with that victory. Swansea 8th, Preston 9th and Derby 10th. Rovers all down into 12th. Wigan are 13th, but if you take away the 12 points, they're down 45 points. So mathematically, they're still... I think that they've got a really good goal difference now. They've got +1 goal difference, so that'll do them the world of good. They just need a couple more points because it's not over the line yet. Anyway, Barnsley are looking very ominous. They need a win tomorrow. Luton and Hull are in the bottom 3 as it stands. So if it was to end today, the season, it would be Barnsley, Luton and Hull going down. But of course, Barnsley got a game in hand. Charlton have a game in hand as well. And regardless of Luton's amazing run, they're still in the shit zone. Speaking of the next games, well, Huddersfield taking on West Brom on Friday. Must-win game for West Brom on that one. Charlton against Wigan, Stoke against Brentford, QPR against Millwall, Middlesbrough against Cardiff, Hull against Luton, Fulham against Sheffield Wed, Preston against Birmingham, Swansea against Bristol City. Of course, the game of the weekend will be at Ewood Park, final game of the season at Ewood, as Rovers take on Reading. And then it'll be Derby against Leeds, and then Barnsley up against Forest. What else has been going on? Well, let's have a listen to what the fans have been saying. Jacob Crook says this: important to not be disheartened after today. Rovers are in the first stages of a tactical transition, and there are several obstacles they must overcome before they start achieving the targets tournament we have set out. That's optimism, boys. Northern Rovers said this: better second half. We pushed forward, but we didn't create that many clear-cut chances. Thought that Jerry Roddick and Costello did well in the second half. Hopefully, likes of Buckley, Costello and Damport can push on and become first-team regulars next season. Jen Bellamy said this: that officially wasn't great. That's short and sweet. Chris Martin said this: the fact that we were in contention for the playoffs this late in the season, despite losing our best player in Bradley Black, is a fantastic achievement. But is that down to our quality, or is that down to the fact that nobody seemed to want 6th place until 2 weeks ago? BRFCS.com said this: that was all shades of ordinary. And again, short and sweet. Rob Young said this: a lifeless performance, no urgency, no determination. We deserve nothing, but realistically, no one expected us to get promoted. So the fact we flirted with the playoffs shows solid progression. Let's finish the season on a high and see what the summer brings. It will be an interesting summer. Adam Talziski said this: let's be honest, Rovers fans, our season was pretty much over once Stacky got injured. Too much for Armour to carry our goal-scoring threat. Creativity on his own, and with our flaky defence scoring lots of goals. The only way we are going to sneak into the playoffs or into next season. Yeah. Second season in the Championship, pushing for playoffs is good progress, especially if 16th on average wages, 19th on income, restrictions on owners of fee, financial fair play, distorted unfairness of more clubs each season having parachute money, which counts as turnover for FFP. Mowbray stays for me. That's right. Mike Delap said this: hard to lay claim to much there. The Rovers play certainly improved in the second half, but there still wasn't much of a threat to the Millwall goal. Damage done in the opening 30, Millwall defending well, and Rovers didn't know how to break them down. Rovers chat said this: as disappointing as it is, it's been a decent season on the whole for Rovers. Players have developed a lot. The football will bring results. And we've got a good platform heading into next season. Stick with the manager and the team, and the results will come next season. Gravidian said, "The shame we didn't reach the playoffs, but I don't think we'd have been ready. Just use the time to regroup and get some players in for the new season." Peapod said, "It's time for the young blood. Things learnt tonight. Possession does not win football matches. Bennett is not good enough at Championship level. Gallagher 6 foot plus and wouldn't out jump Snow White's 7 dwarfs. We are lacking fight and desire. If that's lacking, what's the point?" Sean Fox, aka the American Rover, said this: "I'd like to see Buckley, Damport and Brereton start the next 2 games. Agreed. Possibly debuts for Carter and Vale from the bench as well." Talk of Ewood said this: "One thing that has to improve is the attacking depth. Gallagher, Brereton, Samuel and Rothwell in particular. They've all got it in them, but they need to start bloody showing it." Yes, indeedio. They need to bloody well show it. The next 2 games are gonna lack that bit of something for me. Of course, there's nothing really to fight for except for you know, something for the fans. Something for the fans. What I would like to see for us heading into this is a bit of desire, a bit of passion, a bit of something, bit of belief that we have the ability to score. If Gallagher and Brereton were to start and they all in the final 2 games between them scored 5 goals, then I'd believe that we got 2 decent strikers on our hands. Otherwise, if we fail to score or they fail to show the desire and passion that's needed for us, then I'm gonna start feel a little bit concerned about next season, because they've not been given the chances. They've been playing at weird positions and stuff like that, and I think give them the opportunity. 2 dead rubber games, maybe experimental, all this kind of stuff. But this is these 2 games can give the likes of your Holtbys, your Rothwells, your Davenports, all these ones to stake a claim for next season. Show the fans, show Mowbray that you deserve to be playing in the blue and white halves next season. Show them what we should we get excited about. Should we buy the season tickets to watch you guys turn in, week out? Because if you can't, even though the seasons really realistically come to a grinding halt, there's still 2 games to show us that you want to play for Blackburn Rovers, and of course that we wisely spent the money and invested into you. Otherwise, then I think we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle next season if the boys, the Brereton, the Gallaghers can't deliver. Because Graham, I don't think he's going to be here next season. To be honest with you, there are a lot of other players that I'd like to see go. Samuel, Bennett, you know, I love him. But, you know, we can't be best buds about it. We can't be Debbie or Mr. Nice Guy and just give out contracts left, right and centre for nothing. Look at Craig Conway. You know, it's cutthroat. We got rid of him. There was no fannying about. As much as we like Craig Conway, we got rid of him. It's time to do the same for some other ones. Your Danny Grahams. Yep. See you later, buddy. Elliot Bennett. See you later, buddy. Let's give the captain's armband on an official basis there, Darrell Lennon. Find him a decent, solid centre-back partner or 2. Maybe get two or 3 centre-backs in, because competition is what we need. We need competitions at the back. We need competition at goalkeeper. We need competition at left-back. We need people to be fighting to start to play Blackburn Rovers. I want them to fight for the badge, boys. I want them to be like, I need to be playing for Blackburn Rovers. You're not just going to walk in here and just sit the season out. We need players to rival each other for each one of those positions. We can't just have nailed on, oh yes, it's me, I'm Bradley Dacarino, I play every week. You know, we don't want that. We want to be nervous. We want the players to be nervous, to think, hang on a minute, Joe Rothwell's breathing down my neck. If I don't step up the plate today, he's going to be knocking on the door and getting into the team next week. No, we need competitions for places. Nobody should be a nailed on starter. Nobody. Even your Lewis Travises, your Darrell Lenahans, everybody needs to be looking over the shoulder and thinking, I need to be delivering at least a 7 or an 8 out of 10 performance each and every week to keep my spot in the thing. And that means they want to play for this. They want to play for this. I would die, or I'd give up my left bollock to play for Blackburn Rovers, even though I'm shit. But I would give my left bollock to do it. And so should these guys. And if they want to turn up like your Joe Cool, Tosin Adarabiyos, who are like Mr. Smooth, Mr. Layback, fair play, you've got the ability and all that. But realistically, is he going to bleed blue and white? No, he's not. He's not. He's there for the experience. He's there to learn his trade, and he's going to be doing one very, very soon. So anyway, I've rambled on too much on this one. Next 2 games, they don't really hold much to me, but it'd be nice to see just what's in the locker for some of these boys, your Davenports, your Breretons, your Gallaghers, and just see what's going to happen. Will Mowbray still play the big boys? Will he cut loose your Waltons, your flipping Tonton Madarabayos, all the players that are not going to be there next season? Let's get rid of them now. Say, see you later. Thank you very much. But let's start planning 2020-21 season right now. Anyway, boys, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. Of course, we just reached 15,000 subscribers, boys and girls. On to the next 15,000. Yes, that's right. Be sure to give this video some love. Smash the thumbs up if you're a Blackburn Rovers fan. Smash the thumbs up if you're a Millwall fan. Smash the thumbs up if you're just here by accident. Just give the video some love. I'm going to get out of here. It's been a late day. Long day. Yeah, in the sun. I'll see you. I'm out. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.